the key to this is to do something that basically turns on the students' English part of their brain. That's why they suggest a song like Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, or something like that. So I chose, and one other person chose, Simon Says. Mine was Bunny Says, but same idea. And one person did Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. The one I thought was most impressive, and I personally thought I would love to use it in the future, is a combination of learning animals and counting. So he had, say, like a piece of paper that had one dog on it, and he would say one dog, and then on the next paper there would be like 2 cats. So 1 cat, 2 cat, 2 cats. And running through like that, that was really a great activity. One that I thought was slightly difficult that one of them tried to use, and only a little difficult, is a tongue twister. 2 of them. Your Peter Piper and Sally selling them those seashells by the seashore. But it was still pretty good, because when you're learning another language, sometimes the words can just get caught when you're trying to make them. So tongue twisters is a good way to get your feel around how to use a language. But again, task 3 is kind of straightforward to a warm-up. Then there's plenty of material on the internet to look up for it. Just keep in mind who your demographic is. In this case, it was third-year elementary students. Task 4 is the big one. This is 3 minutes of the 6-minute demo, so it's half of it. And 3 minutes is really not enough time. I mean, honestly, they could give you a whole lesson. Now, granted, it is nice to only have to do it for three minutes, but to come up with an idea that you're showing the whole basis of what you would do within 3 minutes is a little difficult. They give you 3 options. In this case, it was shopping, directions, and irregular verbs. And I chose shopping, and one other person chose shopping. No, 2 other people chose shopping, and 2 chose directions, and 1 person who's really ambitious did irregular verbs. And that was kind of how it was spread out between the SF6. All of the SF6 did a pretty good job. I did have issues personally with I was using an index card to place a word in a blank section on the vocabulary poster board I made, and when I did that, the poster board kind of shifted and started to fall a little, so I had to take a second to recover. But I thought I did pretty good. I had interaction with the students, the SF6, and I thought it went good. One particular person did choose to do theirs almost exactly like the video, the example video they give us. You're really going to stand out and get more points by being original. So, but he did a good job. One particular one didn't really have any visuals, which I thought hurt in the sense because he chose a difficult lesson plan, and not having that visual made it even more difficult, but he still did a pretty good job. So we'll see what the fate of the SF6 will be. I was really surprised because, especially when you hear about JET, you have what I call the gauntlet, you're on trial, that you have three people sitting at a desk looking at you, and you feel like you got to defend yourself, and that's not what this was. Interac's interview was way more laid back, and my conversation with Rochelle was more, it's almost like as if you were talking or consulting your friend or parent or somebody about, oh, I want to go teach in Japan, and ask questions. Well, how would you feel if there was a disabled student in your class? Oh, I hadn't thought about that before. I mean, I only recently learned, and that was through watching YouTube videos of people who were in Interac or ALTs, that special ed students are mainstreamed usually. I didn't realize it would be like that, but I mean, I don't have a problem with that. When I was in elementary school, I would go and hang out with the special ed class and help them with activities and songs and things. So I'm not a stranger to it. It's just I wouldn't know how to approach it in an English point of view, but I'm sure I could work something out, and it'll actually turn out to be fun for both me and the student. So that was basically kind of my answer. But it was kind of like that because she had a list of questions, which a lot of them were from the pre-interview questions that you get with your invitation to the seminar. And I didn't end up turning that in to her, but I answered all the questions, so I knew what to say. That was kind of like that. The sad thing I learned, though, and who knows, it could happen, is she asked me where I wanted to be placed. And I told her that, a perfect world and the stars aligning and all that, I would love to be in Nara. I don't necessarily mean that, I want to live, 10 feet from the Daibutsu, but close enough that, hour, 2 hours, I can be in Nara hanging out with the Shika. Because I would love that. But I did point out that I loved history, and she said that's wonderful. She said Nara is hard. And I think it's because it's technically a blue area. And for those of you that have seen the map that they give you, blue areas are like Tokyo, Osaka, and some other places. Your pay is also less when you're there. But I think that's because they realize your transportation is going to be more, and they are paying for your transportation to and from work. So it kind of evens out. So I was sad that she said not as hard, but she said, considering I love history and Japan is filled with history, she'll see about hooking me up someplace interesting. You see, like when my apartment in Tokyo, when I was going to Toyo, right behind it was this little park. I would like sneak out at night and sit on the swings, especially if I was having like a down day or something. Go out to the swing and just swing. And then right behind that park was a shrine, Hakusan Shrine, and it was so great because to get to Hakusan Station, I had to walk through the shrine because that was like the best way. And it was so great having that temple right there in that shrine. But yeah, so I was sad. Nara seems really, really hard instead of like, oh, no problem, we'll hook you up. But we'll see. I mean, I really am open to anything. And that's why I said it's like the perfect world, stars aligning. Trying to think what else. Oh, I asked her about the next step. Like, okay, so what happens next? Which I forgot, and I need to remember to ask her, because if you have Japanese ability, they set up a test for you, and if you pass this test, it's like a level check and see how good your Japanese is. You will get extra, what is it, 5,000 yen? Yeah, 5,000 yen per month. And she said during the interview if you want to be level checked to talk to her. So maybe I'll email her. I'm sure if I did a level check I'd be okay, but I meant to ask her but forgot about it. But I did ask her about the next step. And she told me that she has until Thursday to write all her notes about me, send all my documents and get that all together and send it to Utah. Then every Tuesday they send packets to Tokyo. And then once Tokyo gets my packet, they have 7 to 10 days to look at it and give me a verdict. So I was excited. I'm like, okay. And she said, so say about 3 weeks. Well, that's typically what you hear, but that's why. Because you have the Thursday and then every Tuesday, and then when they send the packet, is it electronically and then snail mail? I don't know. But so I looked at the calendar, and that's that first week of May right in there. It's Golden Week. So it will either be out here early, which I doubt, because they're going to push all the people who will leave in June up first so they can get started on their visa. So I'm going to assume I'll hear about it after Golden Week. And that's right around a special day, so that could be kind of cool. But I want to know. I mean, I feel so bad for the people who found out about Jet. But this last Friday, Jet sent out all their, well, at least in the U.S., right? Sent out all the consulates, but 3 sent out their replies. You're in, you're an alternate, or you're out. So Seattle, Los Angeles, and Honolulu, Hawaii were the only ones who did not send that out, and they're going to send it out tomorrow by 5 p.m. their time. And yeah, my friends in Hawaii had a rough weekend, but they'll find out tomorrow. 3 weeks, I have to wait, but I'm hoping it turns out well. And today I was actually at the San Francisco Sakura Matsuri, the Cherry Blossom Festival, and I got a daruma. And I got a daruma when I applied to study abroad, and when I did the daruma, I just wanted to study abroad. It didn't matter where. And so I applied for Waseda, got turned down. But the study abroad office is really trying to get me in. So they quickly turned around and told me about Toyo, and I found out it was walking distance from Tokyo Dome, and they're like, sign me up. Yeah, that was great. So I decided to do it again. So I'm going to fill in the eye, and I think we all know what my wish will be. So, in 3 weeks, maybe I will be filling in the other eyes. There is no maybe. But, here's hope. So, that's about it for this. Blogs should change after this. Because these have been really, for your information kind of blogs and things. So, it's very 1 + 1 is 2, and this is what I think, and here's my suggestion for solving. So, eventually this blog is going to be interesting and fun things in Japan, and things like that. The Matsuri, it didn't work out today. I was going to take some footage, but I didn't make it to the parade or what I wanted to see. But, oh well. Until next time.